Hi, I'm Jose Anunciato, and you're watching the WebDev channel.
All right, let's take a look at Bootstrap card decks. So what I'd like to be able to do is do something like this, right? Where you have each course might be represented as a deck of cards, right? With maybe some art at the top, and maybe a title for the name of the course, maybe some description, some short blurb about the course, and maybe a navigational aid that if you click on it, it navigates to the particular course. All right? Maybe one of these cards might be a plus sign, a big plus sign, that if you click on the plus sign, it creates a brand new course. Right? So this would be a grid version of a display. Alternatively, there could be rendered as a table with multiple columns, right? Or maybe a list of courses. One of the more interesting ones is a deck of cards. So let's take a use some of these components. All right. So let's do that. All right. So to do that, you can go to Bootstrap and take a look at cards, right, on how to use them, right? And Bootstrap will give you examples and snippet of codes that you copy them and paste them into your core code. If you have Bootstrap installed, it'll render similar to this, all right? And down below, there's a deck of cards that allows you to group together multiple cards into multiple columns. Where are you? Deck, card deck. Oh, so there it is. So there's basically it's multiple cards with a card deck class surrounding it. Right, basically, it's a bunch of just cards, but with a div on top of it that converts it into card deck, right? And they will shrink, right, to fit the width of the deck of cards, right? So we can just copy this straight from here, and then just use it in our source code, all right? And that's exactly what I did here, right? I created a brand new component. I called it course card, right? And that renders a single card, right? And then and then I used that course card to create a deck of cards, right? That has a whole bunch of them, right? So this will be a component that renders a single course card, right? And then there'll be a container. So this is a rendering component, and then on top of that there'll be a different higher level course manager that's going to just render multiple cards. You see that? All right. So let's do that. Let's declare a low-level course card component. Let's see. I'll just copy that, and I'll create here a course card. It'll be a course card.js component. I'll paste it in there. So basically, it's the same render, returning a JSX declaration. Oops, right? And we don't have here the imports. Let's import. So this is import React from React. There it is. And let's break this up into 2 lines of code. So it's declaring this class course card into brand new component. Yes. Right, nothing new there. It's returning this top-level div that has a class name card. I copied this straight from Bootstrap, right? From Bootstrap over here. I just copied this. And what else? Styles. Styles is in JSX. Instead of hard coding strings, styles. You have to pass an object with name-value pairs, right? Where the name is a JSON object that has a name width and then value, right? The value, the width of these cards, right? So the outer curly brackets says that this is a JSX expression, or the inner curly brackets this is a hard-coded JSON object, okay? With name value pair, right? So it's generating that style. Note that I replaced all classes, right, with class name, Yes, because class is a reserved word in JavaScript. Also note for the source, for the image, for the top level art, right? I am pointing to a service that would randomly give me an image of a particular size, right? If you grab that image and you copy it and you paste it as a URL, it will randomly give me an image. There it is. It happens to be the same image that I was using yesterday. All right, so plus we have the card body. There's the card title. I could put this up to make it easy to read. Here's a card text. This could be some modem ipsum. And there's a button at the end, which is a primary. There we go. All right, so there's our card. We can render it from Course Manager. Course Manager, I can just load the course, right? I can say import that card. So import the course card from course card. There it is. And we can just render it down below. We can say course card. And that will render right here. And that's what it would look like. Right, there it is, our huge card with an image. And it takes up the entire width of the container. Right? If I make this smaller, if I remove this like that and I shrink it, notice that it's responsive. Right? It takes up the entire width of the parent container. All right. All right. So we have that. So here, instead of just using Course Manager and just one course card, I could grab all these course cards and have a whole bunch of them and put them inside a div, right? And just use a class name equal card deck. Card deck, there it is. Right, and if I refresh, notice that it puts them all side by side, taking up as many as there are to fill in the space. Everybody okay? All right. Again, I could instead put this inside of another component, right? Called course deck or something, right? That contains this, and certainly React encourages you to do that, right? Instead of having these long HTML pieces of content, right? Create an abstraction. Put this in another component, right? So you create a hierarchy. So a course manager contains a course deck. The course deck contains a whole bunch of course cards, and each course card is then its own component. Make sense? All right. So it encourages you to do this, right? Break it up into multiple smaller pieces that you can then put together and build whatever you want. Everybody good? I'm not going to go that far. I'll invite you to do that. All right, so let's see. Let's move on. Go away. Stop. All right, so let's see. Next, let's build something else. Lists. Let's talk about Bootstrap lists. Let's stop this.
I hope you've enjoyed the video. Please subscribe, like the video, and share it. Thanks.